Hello everyone. In this module, we are going to see the differentiation of next type of function, which is parametric function. I consider this to be one of the most important functions in differentiation calculus. What is special in this? First of all, let me tell you what is parametric function. Actually, parametric function is form obtained from implicit only. Like one example, here I take. Simple example I will try, like x square plus y square is equal to a square. This is the equation of a circle with origin as the center, 0, 0. X and y we have taken as the variable. In general, we take a function in terms of x and y. Now, a is here radius. If I draw the circle, then obviously its radius is a, which is a constant. I consider that the angle between radius and x-axis positive direction is theta, and obviously any point, circle is the location of a point x comma y. That's why we use x and y in the function. Okay. Now, if this point moves along this circumference, the circle is completed. This is the locus of P. Now, let's come back to the point. If x comma y the coordinates of this P, then this length PM will be written as y and OM will be written as x. And in triangle PMO, which is a right triangle, we can write this x upon A is equal to cos theta and y upon A is equal to sin theta. Basic formula based upon hypotenuse and perpendicular upon hypotenuse with respect to this theta angle. Now, x and y can be obtained in terms of theta, writing it x equal to A cos theta and y as A sin theta. We have converted the Cartesian coordinates x and y. Now we have converted the Cartesian coordinates x and y as in parametric form, where we see that x and y, the value, both values, we are having a common variable theta. This common value theta is known as parameter. That's why the form is known as parametric form of a function. Okay. Now, whenever you are given the function directly in parametric form, then how to find dy by dx, how to differentiate, there is a particular pattern. We will take help of some questions to understand the concept. Let's see. In the beginning, I have taken two examples. First one, I consider a very simple example. It is okay. We need to find dy by dx when x is given as 4t, y is given as 4 by t, 4 divided by t. Understood? T is the parameter here. So, what happens? First method we will apply, that how to find directly. This is first method, what I am going to explain. We differentiate each x and y, each of x and y with respect to the parameter taken. Means t. We will write here differentiating with respect to t. First one, this equation number 1, this is equation number 2. Differentiating, we will get dx upon dt. This is equal to 4. And dy by dt, 4 upon t when differentiated will be minus 4 upon t square. Now, our purpose is to find dy by dx. What we have to do? Dy by dx, this can be written as dy divided by dt. And dx also by dt, means simply I have divided numerator denominator by dt, so it converts in parametric numerator and denominator differentiation. So dy by dt already obtained, it is minus 4 upon t square, and dx upon dt is 4. Simplifying, we get minus 1 upon t square. This is to use directly the given functions as parametric only. Okay, what is second method? Let's think of it. Second method. In second method, we convert the given parametric form of function to its implicit form. And for this also I will say, every time this is not convenient to go back to implicit. direct differentiation will be better. Okay, so if you are feeling convenient with conversion, then you do. In those cases, how to take steps I will explain here. X is equal to 4t and y is equal to 4 upon t. So both of the equations we need to solve, and we need to eliminate the parameters from both equations. Like here I can see from equation number 1 I can write t is equal to x upon 4. Okay, t is equal to x upon 4, and y is given since as y is equal to 4 upon t. So this value of t can be substituted in the second equation to make it y is equal to 4 upon x by 4. And finally we get this to be y is equal to 16 upon x. Obviously, here we have obtained one relation in y and x. We need dy by dx. So this equation, both sides will be differentiated with respect to x. Differentiating with respect to x, we get dy by dx is equal to minus 16 upon x square. So in general, what happens whenever parametric function is given, answer is presented in terms of parameter only. Here, if you want to convert in terms of t, we have to go back to the equations given. X equal to 4t, we need to put the value. We'll find here minus 16 upon x square will be 16t square. Finally, minus 1 upon t square. So in terms of parameter, we get minus 1 upon t square. There is no change in answer if we change the method. Okay, so these are the two ways if we want to apply. But I repeat my statement, every time conversion in implicit will not be possible. It will not be convenient actually. Okay, that will be possible but not convenient here. So better if you learn how to do this directly using this formula. Then I expect that maximum equations we can solve. Now we will switch to next question. Here we are given x and y in terms of theta parameter. X equal to a sec theta, y is equal to b sin theta. So if I do this directly, obviously I need to differentiate equation 1 and 2 with respect to theta, the parameter. So I get dx upon d theta as a as it is being constant. A and b are constant in the equation. Theta is the parameter. As function sec and tan are applied on theta. Okay. Now sec theta with respect to theta we are doing. So sec theta differentiation is sec theta tan theta. And if I find dy by d theta, this b remains as it is. Tan theta differentiation is sec square theta. Now in this case, to find dy by dx, we have to write it as dy upon d theta, dx by d theta, and now simply you put the values. But take care, whenever I have seen that students, whenever they substitute the values, by mistake dx by d theta they write in place of dy by d theta. They interchange these two values. So while putting the values, that time you have to be careful. So dy by d theta will be b sec square theta upon dx upon d theta a sec theta tan theta. Cancellation. Sec is 1 upon cos. This is sin upon cos. When we convert, we get 1 upon cos and sin upon cos cancelled. This will be b upon a cosec theta. The final answer in terms of theta, the parameter we have obtained. Okay. Now for this question also, I will tell you the second method means to convert first in implicit form, then to differentiate. Let's see. This was first method. Second method, as here parametric form is given in terms of trigonometric functions, we need to use trigonometric identities. X is given in terms of sec theta, y is given in terms of tan theta. We are having a relation of Pythagorean identities that tan square theta can be written as sec square theta minus 1. So from 1 and 2 we can see, from first of all we will take 2. I can write y square is equal to b square tan square theta. Now if I want to eliminate parameter, obviously this tan square is to be converted in sec square, because here we have selected second equation which is given in terms of tan. but in first equation the variable is related to set. So we will replace tan square by this identity, taking y square b square sec square theta minus 1. Now from first equation we know x square is equal to a square sec square theta. Its value we will put here. So we get y square b square x square upon a square minus 1. Okay. Further it is y square upon b square. This is x square upon a square minus 1. When we simplify, we get x square upon a square minus y square upon b square equal to 1. We can see this is hyperbola. Okay, this is an hyperbolic equation. So we get the curve. Now we can directly find differentiating with respect to x. We can find the value of dy by dx. Okay, now that also I will show, please. Now we can say this is equation number 3. So differentiating equation 3 with respect to x now. In second method, as we are obtaining the equation in terms of x and y, so we will differentiate both sides in terms of x. So from first term, we get 1 upon a square as it is, x square differentiated will be 2x, minus 1 upon b square as it is, y square differentiated is 2y, dy by dx, and right hand side 1 being 0, 1 its a differentiation will become 0. Now simplifying, we get dy by dx, this is equal to, this term will be shifted first, 2 can be taken common and can be shifted right hand side, will turn 0. So we will get here b square upon a square into x upon y. This is the value of dy by dx we have obtained. But as I said, do your best to convert in parametric form, to present the answer in parametric form. So from equation 1 and 2 we can put the value dy by dx, this is b square upon a square into value of x was a sec theta, and value of y we are having b tan theta. Simplifying, we get b upon a cosec theta as it is, no change in the answer. Okay, so this way we can obtain dy by dx applying second method also. So this was the beginning of parametric functions. More questions I will take to see what type of complications may be there related to this topic. Let's see. Now in this question, question number 3, parametric form is given. Parameter is theta here. I will do this directly. Why? Because we need some manipulations also to come back to implicit form, and as I think in general students feel convenient in direct application, in direct differentiation of parametric form. So let's go ahead with that only, and no change, no manipulation. Otherwise trigonometric identities also are being applicable. So those who are perfect, who are confident, they can manipulate using inverse trigonometric identities, and then you can go ahead. Before differentiation, you apply the identities, simplify, then start the differentiation. Okay. By the way, what generally students can do, that I am applying. Let's start. We will differentiate both functions. Differentiating both functions with respect to theta. So from 1 we can say dx upon d theta, if I do, a being constant remains as it is, but for these two, product rule is applicable. Sin 2 theta, this will be 2 cos 2 theta, 1 plus cos 2 theta as it is, then plus sin 2 theta as it is. Now we differentiate the bracket, 1 will turn 0, cos 2 theta will become minus sin 2 theta, and 2 also in multiplication. Now we will simplify. We have a 2 cos 2 theta, this goes inside, plus 2 cos square 2 theta. Further, we have minus 2 sine square 2 theta. As I see, A, and this is 2 cos 2 theta. When 2 is taken common, we can write this as an identity cos square 2 theta minus sine square 2 theta. And we have A 2 cos 2 theta. This is the identity of cos 2 theta. Cos square theta minus sine square theta is equal to cos 2 theta. Cos square theta minus sine square theta is equal to cos 2 theta. But here in place of theta we have 2 theta. So that's why this will be written as cos 4 theta. 2 can be taken out. This is the simplest form of dx upon d theta. Similarly, we are going to differentiate the second equation to get dy by d theta. We get again by product rule cos 2 theta as minus 2 sine 2 theta, 1 minus cos 2 theta as it is, plus now cos 2 theta remains as it is. We differentiate the bracket. Here 1 turns 0. Cos 2 theta will get minus 2 sine 2 theta to make this minus as positive. So we have 2 sine 2 theta. Simplifying, we get A minus 2 sine 2 theta plus 2 sine 2 theta cos 2 theta plus 2 sine 2 theta cos 2 theta. And as you can see here, we are having 2 sine 2 theta cos 2 theta, both of the terms. We know that by identity 2 sine theta cos theta is sine 2 theta. So this can be concluded as being here 2 theta both. So this will turn as sine 4 theta. Now writing both of the terms as sine 4 theta, we have 2 terms will be there of sine 4 theta. So 2 sine 4 theta. And here also 2 can be taken out to write the value of dy by d theta as twice of a sine 4 theta minus sine 2 theta. This I have done according to the student's point of view. Otherwise, a few identities are applicable in the beginning, and the given functions can be simplified further, and then differentiation will turn easier. Okay, but still, as I said, we will follow the method which is applicable in general. So I need dy by dx for this function also. We need to find dy by dx in parametric function. Actually, this is given to find. So dy by dx will be obtained by dividing dy by d theta by dx by d theta. Dy by dx is equal to dy by d theta upon dx upon d theta. Now putting the values. This is 2a sine 4 theta minus sine 2 theta. 2a dx upon d theta we obtain as cos 2 theta plus cos 4 theta. These two cancel out. And further we see that we have obtained such a result. Now only thing remains here, as we have obtained in terms of parameter theta also. No objection, this is the answer. But is it finalized answer? We can simplify further, than better to present the simplest form. What simplification we can do? Here in numerator we can apply sin c minus sin d, and in denominator cos c plus cos d. I hope you remember those identities. Still I will write here sin c minus sin d. This is equal to 2 cos c plus d by 2 sin c minus d by 2. And what with cos c plus cos d? 2 cos c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2. Here we are going to apply the same. Above 2, this sin c minus sin d. C plus d means 4 theta plus 2 theta. 4 theta plus 2 theta, 6 theta by 2, 3 theta. So this will be cos 3 theta, and difference between them is 2 theta by 2 theta, so this will turn sin theta. In denominator, cos c plus cos d, this will be 2 cos 4 plus 2, 6, so this will turn 2 cos 3 theta and cos theta. So finally like terms cancelled out and we are left with tan theta. This is the simplest form of answer. This way we can do. Okay, I hope it is understood to you. Now we will take such questions where we are given a target to present the answer in a fixed form or to get some value. Let's see such questions to understand it better. Now this question we are given parametric form, t as the parameter, x is given as square root a to the power sin inverse t, y is given as root a to the power cos inverse t. We need to prove that dy by dx equal to minus y upon x. Now dy by dx we need to obtain. We can simply apply the method. What method? Differentiating with respect to parameter given. Here I will try to introduce two methods. One with manipulation and other without manipulation. So if I do directly equation 1, equation 2, differentiating with respect to t, I get dx upon dt. This will be, as I see, root function is given. So first of all 1 upon twice root a to the power sin inverse t as it is into, we will now do the base. We will differentiate the base. Base is given in exponential form, exponential function. So a to the power sin inverse t, its differentiation will be a to the power sin inverse t into log of a to the base e. And also sin inverse t, this exponent also is sin inverse t when differentiated, we will get 1 upon root 1 minus t square. This much. I see that these two terms can be cancelled out. They are like, this is square root and this is the square. This is the main function actually. So we can write this as, by cancellation, log of a to the base e root a to the power sin inverse t upon twice of root 1 minus t square. And further, we know that this is the value of x. So this can be written as x log a twice root 1 minus t square. Further, now we will go for y. dy by dt, differentiating. The same thing will happen here also. 1 upon 2 a to the power cos inverse t into a to the power cos inverse t log of a to the base e. Now we have done the base. Next, now we are doing the power, the last cos inverse t minus 1 upon under root 1 minus t square. And these two same, so can be cancelled out. And this is the value of y. So we get finally minus y log of a to the base e upon twice under root 1 minus t square. Now you can see, if I want to find dy by dx, we have value of dy by dt divided by dx by dt, which is equal to this value. If I write log of a 2 1 minus t square upon x log of a 2 root 1 minus t square, simplifying, we have minus y upon x, cancelling all the like terms. So this is a simple method, applying it directly or differentiating directly. Now what if I want to manipulate it? Because every time I cannot promise that this is looking easy to all students. So if I want to make it simpler for differentiation, how and what we can do, let's see for that. Yes, first of all, write equation number 1 as it is. What manipulation we can do? First of all, this root can be eliminated by squaring. Let's try. Squaring, we'll get x square is equal to a sin inverse t. Moreover, as this is exponential function, So we can take log both sides. Yes, condition is favorable. If you have seen the basic patterns of log, then you know we can apply. Taking log both sides, we have log of x square and log of a sine inverse t. So by rules, this will become twice of log x sine inverse t log of a to the base e. Now what else? We are having this function. If I want to find dx by dt, I can simply differentiate with respect to t this equation, because we are having two terms of function, log x and sine inverse t, rest is constant. Okay, so differentiating with respect to t, I get 2 as it is. Log x first of all will turn 1 upon x into x will be dx upon dt equal to sine inverse t when differentiated, we will get 1 upon root 1 minus t square into log of a being constant as it is. So finally dx upon dt, its value is x log a twice root 1 minus t square. Similarly for second equation, y is given a cos inverse t root squaring, we get y square is equal to a to the power cos inverse t, and taking log we get 2 log y equal to sine inverse t log of a, and this stage we can do the differentiation with respect to t. We get 2 into 1 upon y dy by dt equal to this is cos, so we will do of cos, this will become minus 1 upon under root 1 minus t square into log of a. So dy by dt can be obtained as minus y log of a twice root 1 minus t square. Now you can see we have obtained the values of dy by dt and dx by dt similar to the previous method. And when we divide, we will get division dy by dt by dx by dt. We have dy by dx as minus y upon x. Okay, so there is no change in the answer. Depends on choice and your convenience, which method you are going to apply. Okay, we will see now more questions to explain the next pattern. Here we are given parametric function, t as the parameter, but we need dy by dx for a constant value, t is equal to pi by 2. So what is the mistake committed by students? Let me share. This t equal to pi by 2 is never given, never substituted here in the equations before differentiation. It never done. First you do the differentiation, then only you replace a t by pi by 2. Let's see. Otherwise method will remain common. Differentiating with respect to t, we get dx upon dt equal to tan as it is t1 and sin t as cos t. Okay, then dy by dt we will obtain 12, 1 will turn 0, cos t is minus sin t, so finally we get sin t. Now as we need dy by dx at t is equal to pi by 2, and obviously dy by dx is to be obtained by the division of these two differentials. So what we are going to do, we will find here only dx by dt for t equal to pi by 2. This will turn tan 1 minus cos pi by 2, and the cos value pi by 2 will 0, 1 minus 0 will give you 10. Okay, 1 minus 0 is 1 into tan is 10. Now second, dy by dt for t is equal to pi by 2 we can obtain as 12 into sin pi by 2, which is 1, so 12 into 1 gives you 12. That's why easy to obtain now. Dy by dx, this is equal to dy by dt upon dx upon dt, which gives you 12 upon 10. 6 upon 5 is the final answer. So this way, these were the questions, few questions I have taken to explain parametric function, and I hope you have understood. So this is all about it. You can do further, go ahead. Thank you.